Hola, I'm Carolina. I live in LA, and my project is called Be Damned. And dams are embedded in the nervous system of modern nations and of nations that traffic with the illusion of modernity. Nation-states have monopolized dams as symbols and landmarks of progress and development. On October 2nd, 2012, President Obama visited the Hoover Dam on the Colorado River. He was in the midst of his re-election campaign. The photo op embedded Obama in the economic legacy of the New Deal, a mechanism that put an end to the Depression. The image showed a proud and historically conscious candidate and reinforced the strength of America as a developed nation. The United States is the second country in the world after China with more dams, but is also the leading country in dam removal. 72 of them were torn down in 2014. At the same time, more than 250 large hydroelectric dams are projected or under construction by transnational corporations in Latin America, signifying the transition of public bodies of water into privatized resources. Since 2012, I have developed a body of work called Be Damned. It investigates the effects that large dams have over natural and social landscapes. It started in the Magdalena River in Colombia, where I grew up. And with the creative capital resources, I am expanding the research to several bioregions of the Americas under the understanding that all bodies of water are connected. There are more than 40,000 large dams worldwide. This is dams 50 feet or higher. Approximately 70 million people have been displaced by dams. Dams emit large quantities of methane, and their weight is such that they have shifted the axis of the Earth. The Be Damned constellation of works comprise satellite images, workshops, video installations, photo collages, and geochoreographies that intersect social bodies with bodies of water, exploring public space in rural and hydrographical context, and conjuring water as a common good. I have been collaborating with communities along the Magdalena River affected by El Quimbo Dam, the first dam to be built by a transnational company in Colombia. These communities are struggling to remain closely knit as a collective body, resisting the dismembering strategies that the building of a dam supposes. They use their bodies as political tools in marches, mobilization, civil disobedience, and road blockades. But everyday gestures such as remaining at home and fishing have become politicized too. The uncertainty brought by the dam has produced a radicalization of these everyday gestures, which are performed with a different kind of consciousness. Intimate acts like remaining at home becomes a mechanism of holding the ground to avoid displacement. Artisanal fishing becomes a reaffirmation of the river as a common good and a strategy to avoid the containing repercussions of the dam by reclaiming the right to freely navigate and walk along the river. The sum of everyday gestures and extraordinary actions intrinsic to the social and political and environmental context of the river is what I call geochoreographies. A geochoreography is a political act that reverts to using the body under the notion that the geography and the territory are part of one's own body, not just something outside of the body. A geochoreography aesthetically imprints a living image on the territory, producing an expansive motion that helps to avert fear and to counter physical and psychological displacement. Everyday geochoreographies humanize the landscape, reversing the dehumanizing effects of the dam. Mamo Pedro Juan, a Kogi shaman, once told me that all the rivers in the world are connected. They are the veins of Mother Earth. He told me that to build a dam is like making a knot in your anus. The artist and scholar Ursula Biermann calls this connection the global hydrosphere, and she invites us to understand that here in the Hudson River, we are connected to the Magdalena River in Colombia and to the Colorado and to the Ganges through the currents of air, particles, precipitation, and radiation. Be Damned is invested in collective and connecting processes that call into question dam symbolics. It ties together diverse epistemologies and perspectives, including the non-human ones. The resultant images and videos circulate in the art circuit, but are also being embraced by different social movements towards safeguarding river systems, and that is what really makes me keep going. The first conclusion of B-Dam will happen in fall in 2017 as part of an exhibition at LACMA called A Universal History of Infamy. It's focused on alternative artistic practices in Latin America and in the US. And this exhibition is part of the upcoming Getty Pacific Standard Time LA. For this exhibition, I'm working on a publication that compiles the B-Dam research and body of work, including images such as documentation of performances and geochoreographies, satellite photos, drawings, video stills, collages and research images, as well as text, scripts, stories, interviews, poems around the body of work. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and imagine this publication with me that flows as a river. It unfolds, or rather it meanders into the gallery space. It is an exhibition object, a performative tool, a non-linear codex, or a snake codex. The unfolding process supposes a performative potential in the gallery, but also outdoors. It is a workshop resource. Parts of it can be reproduced or pulled out to be distributed freely. This publication has tributaries. It can connect with and feed other publications in the future. Open your eyes. I'm also creating an immersive multi-channel video installation that inverts landscape as we know it. I've been experimenting with footage on what I call river portraits, aiming to challenge the extractivist viewpoint and deconstruct the Western concept of river as a resource. The installation will combine these experimentations with aerial and underwater footage, interview snippets, geochoreographies, documentation, archival material, give an account of the layered nature of this research, but without being narrative. I'm interested in allowing the public to enter the installation at any point and still be able to grasp the political ecologies around waters and rivers that ignite this work. So I'm looking for a designer that can help me with the meandering book. I'm looking for a publishing house. I need access to high-resolution updated satellite images. I need to shoot aerial footage and underwater footage here in the States, but also in Mexico, in Colombia, and in Chile. I need a non-tourist access to dams in the Colorado and in California. And I need to connect with other like-minded people who are engaged in water rights. And so may our souls grow deep like the rivers.